Even if it was a nightmare, I didn't believe what I was seeing before me was because of my own family's actions. All of my efforts were turning to ashes right in front of my eyes, and I couldn't do anything. Hello everyone, I'm Harley. If you want to know what happened to me, please click like and subscribe to me. Thank you. I was born into a very normal family, and it can be said that we did not have a lot of money. 3 years after I was born, my younger brother Liam came into our family, and according to my parents' reaction, Liam is truly a miracle to them. Since birth, Liam has shown that he is a genius. He's been able to memorize the alphabet since he could speak, and when he was 5, Liam was able to solve mathematical equations twice as fast as any high school student. And that's when it all started. My parents clearly showed discrimination when, on Liam's birthday, they gave him a lot of toys while I only received the words, "We don't have enough money to celebrate today." Things became even more confusing when my parents decided that only Liam was allowed to go to school while I had to stay at home. They say it's because Liam is a genius and can make them proud, while I'm useless and worth nothing. I was only 10 years old when it happened. And of course, as a child, I had absolutely no understanding of what was happening and could only listen to what my parents said. But time passed, and now I'm an 18-year-old girl, but yet I can't read or write because only Liam goes to school. Even though I don't have any friends, since I was little, I've always known how to make myself happy when playing alone. From a young age, I had a hobby of collecting things that my parents threw away and making my own toys from those things. Then, gradually, while watching TV and looking at photos and magazines that I found on my neighbor's trash, I realized I started drawing the outfits I came up with in secret, hiding it from my parents, and I also found a part-time job at a cafe to save up for my dream. They may not let me go to school like Liam, but they will never be able to extinguish my dreams. One day I will enter the fashion school I've always dreamed of. One day I came home from work, and I saw my parents and Liam standing in the living room with all my drawings. And in front of my helpless eyes, my parents tore up all my drawings, and Liam stood there with a delighted smile on his face. It turned out that the boy had searched my room while I was at work and told our parents everything. And of course, with them, I'm nothing but a useless daughter every time. So they'll find every way to stop me and put all their trust in my genius younger brother. That day, my whole sky seemed to collapse when I saw the designs I spent so much effort drawing being destroyed one by my own family. I could only lock myself in my room and cry. But then I realized that tears can't solve my problems. They only make me farther away from my dreams. They can tear up my drawings. They can ground me. They will not let me to go work anymore. But I will still continue to draw. And I will find online jobs, even though I can only look at photos and call them to continue making money for my dream. Day after day, I persisted in my room and drew my own designs. Occasionally, when I had the opportunity to go out and buy food for the whole family, I would take advantage of seasonal jobs like pet walks to save even the smallest cents for the future. One day, when I was sitting at the window, looking up at the sky, I suddenly realized that there was a new neighbor moving in next door. I didn't pay attention to them at all because I had no intention of talking or interacting with anyone. But what I didn't expect was that they would be the ones who would change my life. Just one day after they moved in, I met a member of their family. That afternoon, when I was concentrating on drawing a new design that I just thought of, I suddenly heard a voice outside the window. It was the daughter of the new family next door. I don't even know how long she had been standing there.
Wow, you draw really wonderful.
Who are you? Did my parents send you to spy on me? Right after that, without me having time to continue, the strange girl stretched her entire body through my window and held out her hand to me with a smile. But that freaked me out. I pushed her out and quickly closed the window. But the girl refused to let me go. Every day she somehow always tried to reappear in front of me and wanted to get close to me. But then one day, when I was walking home after going to the market to buy food for my whole family, I heard a scream behind me. And when I realized it, I was standing in the middle of an area that had just recently been poured with concrete. The girl next door was the one who tried to warn me. She then quickly ran over and helped me out of there before my feet were completely submerged in the newly poured concrete.
Girl, didn't you read the warning sign? You almost got yourself killed.
Then I told the weird girl next door, no, Tracy, about my story, and for the first time, I saw someone feel angry for me.
What's wrong with your parents? Are they from the Renaissance period? But fear not, I'll help you.
Help me? But what do you get out of it?
To become your bestie.
And Tracy once again reached out her hand to me with her bright smile. I shook her hand, and since then, there hasn't been a single moment that I've regretted becoming friends with Tracy. Thanks to Tracy, I was quickly able to read and write like a normal person. From there, my job of making money became much easier when I could communicate with customers. I quickly sold a lot of designs, and the money I earned was almost enough for me to enroll in fashion school. But what Tracy and I didn't expect was that while we were close to each other, my younger brother also became close to Fred, Tracy's older brother. I learned that Tracy's entire family had to move here because Fred was constantly involved in robberies at their old place, which even caused both of their parents to quit their jobs to move here. One evening, when Tracy and I were talking, we saw a boy being bullied by two guys right in front of us. Tracy and I ran over to help, but the two thugs ran away. But looking from behind, we immediately recognized that one of those two people was Fred, and the other was Liam. After that, I secretly spied on Liam and realized that since the day he entered this famous school, he had continuously skipped class and failed tests. Liam had used our parents' money just to have fun all these years, and they absolutely know nothing. I then decided to talk to Liam about it. Liam, what the hell do you think you're doing?
That's none of your business, sister.
You're my younger brother, so this is definitely my business. I will tell Mom and Dad about this.
If you tell them, I'll also tell them that you're secretly studying with Tracy, so think carefully.
I was really worried about Liam's future, but when I heard him say those words, I was afraid that all my efforts in the past would be completely destroyed again. So in the end, I chose to stay silent. The school of my dreams finally posted news about the upcoming admissions, and the 100 candidates with the best costumes will enter that school. With Tracy's encouragement, I worked like a bee and finally completed the design I came up with. But just when I thought I was about to reach the gates of heaven, I was dragged down to hell by my own family. That day after returning home, I saw my parents and Liam waiting for me in the living room. On the table was all the money I had saved for so long.
Harley, where did you get this money? She can't work, she can't read or write, then the only reasonable explanation is that we have a thief here.
Dad, Mom, it's not like Liam said. It's my money. I earned it myself.
Stop trying to make up stories, Harley. Honey, I think it's time to teach our fashion designer a lesson.
Right then in front of me, my mother took out the dress that I had spent nearly a week of extremely hard work on and threw it into the fireplace. The dress turned to ashes right before my eyes, and no matter how hard I tried, I couldn't do anything when my dad and Liam held me so tight. Tracy was extremely angry as soon as she found out. She decided to tell my whole story to everyone in the neighborhood through a video. Very quickly, my parents were overwhelmed by all the people in the neighborhood, and I was completely free. But now, I was just 4 days away from the recruitment deadline, and then, with the help of Tracy and her parents, I actually had a new dress completed right on time.
Oh, Harley, it looks even more gorgeous than the old dress. You will definitely become a famous fashion designer.
Just as Tracy said, I got into the school that I always wanted. And while I became more and more famous for my designs, Liam was constantly involved in robberies with Fred. My parents know that, but they always find ways to justify it. Anyway, to me, those things are no longer important. One day after the press conference about the new design, I met my parents again.
Harley, you finally succeeded. We are very proud of you.
The sentence that my mother just said, I don't know how long I've wanted that sentence. I thought they really had changed. But no, Turns out, the reason they came here to see me was because Liam had been caught stealing by the police. They wanted me to sponsor him.
So are you going to help or not?
Harley, Liam is a genius and the pride of us. He needs us.
Genius? My ass. Need? So when I need you, where are you? Since the day you burned the dress and took me so many nights to complete, you have also burned the word family along with it. Now please, get out of the way. I have to meet my real family. I walked past them, and outside where Tracy and her parents were waiting for me. Family is sometimes more than just 2 words of blood. Even though they gave birth to me, up to this moment, to them, I'm still nothing more than a tool, while Tracy and her parents treated me like they're everything.